Well, it's finally happened. Destiny 2 has finally meant the end of its cycle. Today, Bungie released an article titled Destiny 2 Every End is a New Beginning. For almost 12 years, we have had the joy and honor to explore the Destiny universe with you all. Through all the ups and downs, surprises, and triumphs, building Destiny alongside our players has been a monumental privilege. While our love for Destiny 2 has not changed, it has become clear that after the final shape, we have reached the time for our shared worlds and Destiny 2 to live beyond Destiny 2. As our focus turns towards a new beginning for Bungie, we will work on incubating our next games. To that end, on June 9th, 2026, we will release the final live service content update for Destiny 2 to begin that new journey as a studio. Though active development may be concluding, we will ensure Destiny 2 remains playable just as the original Destiny is today. Many changes in this final update will aim to ensure Destiny 2 is a welcoming place for its players to return to. We're proud of Destiny 2, the places it took us, and the legacy it has created. Because of you all, our universe is vast, built on years of shared stories, adventures, and victories. From the Cosmodrome to the Pale Heart, the Lawless Frontier, we have forged lifelong memories and friendships with you all. We are incredibly grateful to everyone who made that journey with us. From the deepest part of our hearts, thank you, and we'll see you in the stars. Hey guys, I'm Monty, and today we're going to be talking about Destiny 2. Kind of looking into this article that they dropped today, this bombshell, if you will. And just honestly talking, I don't know exactly how this video is going to turn out. I just honestly feel kind of in shock to see after all this time that Destiny 2 has finally come to an end. It's being put on life support. You know, when I figured out about it, I've been playing through Destiny 1 recently with some buddies, and I was playing the Shield Brothers strike on the Dreadnought when I figured out about it, and I just never thought that we would get to this point. Through all the ups and downs that Destiny 2 had, it seemed like there was always something where Bungie could bounce back. You know, you had stuff like Forsaken, Witch Queen, Final Shape. There was always a high after every low. And this is it. Honestly, it's it's sad. I really, I mean, I don't have the words.
I mean, I remember saving up money for, I believe, maybe my 14th birthday just to buy a PlayStation 4. And I ended up getting the bundled version that had the white PlayStation and Destiny bundled together. And it was an afterthought. I don't remember getting the game, being like overly excited to play Destiny. And it ended up being such a hook on me. It's such a once in a lifetime experience. I don't think there will ever be a game like Destiny, at least not for me, not for a lot of other people ever again.
There's going to be a lot of emotions going around. I'm sad that the game's ending, and I'm sure a lot of other people are. I'm not the only person who went on this almost 12-year journey, and I haven't played the game as of recently because I didn't like the state of the game after Final Shape, but it never meant that I didn't want it to succeed. I always wanted Destiny to succeed and be the best version of itself, and it hurts to see that they're just throwing in the white flag, even if it's probably the right thing to do at this point. And that's all not to mention that I've been pretty angry with Bungie and how they've handled Destiny, and honestly how they've handled some of their employees with the layoffs, the delays, and the negligence towards Destiny as they tend to go and focus on Marathon now and kind of leave the whole Destiny community to die. It really is a mix of emotions here. And maybe there's some sliver of hope here because in the when they first speak about it in this article, they say we have reached the time for our shared worlds and Destiny to live beyond Destiny 2. Now, I mean, I be honest, I'm reading that with the hope, the copium, that hopefully there will be a Destiny 3, that hopefully the world of Destiny doesn't have to end because I'm really hoping they don't just mean that Destiny Rising, that mobile game, is the way in which Destiny will live on, but seeing the state seeing the state of Bungie and how they've done worse year after year, it feels like, and the not great numbers on Marathon, the not great numbers that we've had recently on Destiny 2, it just doesn't look that hopeful. It doesn't look like we're going to be getting a Destiny 3. But, one could hope. And if there is a chance for Destiny 3, this sadly is the way to do it. Destiny 2 needs to die for us to have any chance of this franchise of continuing. Honestly, of Bungie being able to do anything meaningful at this point, as Destiny 2, I hate to say, did run its course. Besides the end, there is plenty more in this article. Granted, it does have to come under the notion that this is the end, but we have the moments of triumph coming back, and this is again one last hurrah of a moments of triumph here to celebrate all of Destiny 2. According to what they're saying, they're kind of embracing this vision of trying to give what we as players have been begging for, and try to fulfill as many of the requests that they can, and putting all that just into this one last update. As the Shadow and Order DLC expansion that they had planned to release in March and delayed, seems like it was kind of them. That's what it was throwing in the white towel. It was saying, like, we're going to end the live service support for this game, do away with Shadow and Order, and put out one last final expansion, and try to leave this game in a state that we're okay with leaving it in permanently. And like I said, I haven't played Destiny since essentially the final shapes. After beating that, I kind of drifted away from playing it, and nothing really brought me back. But I know the portal's been something that's been implemented that a lot of players don't like. Here they say that they're going to bring the director back and make that the center of the activities, which is good, as I'm very happy that if I do, which honestly I think I plan on going back and playing Destiny 2 just for that one final time now. But going back, I'll be able to experience the director. So I'm very happy that I don't have to experience the portal. They also have Pantheon 2.0 coming out, which is where you have the raid, but it's not really a raid. It's be like encounters from different raids that you do in a row. So that's cool. They're giving us some new abilities, class abilities, grenades, aspects. Probably just throwing in honestly whatever they were working on, and giving us everything they have right here. They talk more about the portal. Apparently, the activities that they put in the portal, whatever they built it around, they're still going to have a way to access that via some portal nodes at the bottom of the director. So if you did like the portal, it sounds like they will still have some aspect of it to access for you if that's how you want to interact with the game. And they're making they're making changes to other activities as well. Crucible is actually getting some type of an update here. It's been years. I mean, it's a miracle that they're getting anything. But for Crucible, they're going to be adding 3 new game modes. One, which is a playlist rotation, and 2 will be only available in private matches. So I mean, it's really one game mode because, yeah. But the new playlist that they'll be having in their actual playlist now in the private matches will be a gunplay centric with with old school Bungie PvP vibes. So I don't know if that means no supers or if they're just gonna dial back the ability and super spam, and maybe it'll feel more like a base Destiny 1, which they still have their own type of spam, just nowhere near as bad as Destiny 2, and we'll be focusing more on the gunplay. We'll see what happens with that, but at least they're getting something. Iron Banner will still run every 4 weeks. Trials will still be here in this life support state. Gambit will be an ops category that you can choose, and it's going to receive its own refresher rewards. Seasonal events are going to be retired, sadly, so no Festival of Lost, Dawning, Guardian Games, or Solstice will be coming back, which that kind of hurts because I love those activities when they did come out, and it was something that kept us as a community engaged with the game, especially when there was dry moments in the game with a lack of content. There's some more stuff in here. Destiny 2's going to have a collection bundle, which will include all the campaigns, dungeon keys, and whatnot, and that'll be available on June 9th when the expansion releases. And apparently will be permanent markdowns in June as well. So if you want to get into Destiny 2, or if you do want to experience it one last time on this one last hurrah, now would be the time to do it. The biggest news of the day, though, if you ask me, is Sparrow Racing returns. That's right. The Sparrow Racing League is making a comeback. That's actually an activity I really loved in Destiny 1. I think it's really cool that they get to bring it back as a permanent edition, they say here, which is great, as it's not something I've been able to do in Destiny 1. It was not a permanent edition in Destiny 1. It's a really stupid but fun activity, and I'm happy that they're putting that in. And honestly, this alone might be enough to get me to go back into Destiny 2 after almost 2 years. And as it leads up to that DLC, there will be more TWIDs, developer insights, and they'll be touching a bit deeper into that. This is just the final. This is them coming out and saying this is it. You know, it's been one hell of a roller coaster, man. You know, there's been so much of Destiny 2 that I've loved, of Destiny in general that I've loved, even through all the bad times. But admittedly, Destiny 2 is ran for a really long time. You know, we started with the double primaries, and, you know, once we work our way out of that with Forsaken, the next thing you know, we're starting to vault content, you know, and we're in a state of the game because of how long that game's gone on the hardware that the game's built off of, the engine it's built off of, that you can't go back and play the original campaign. You can't play Warmind or Osiris. Granted, they weren't the greatest expansions anyways, but, you know, I paid for them. A lot of us paid for them, so it would be nice to go back and be able to play those. And for newer players, if they want to experience the full story, it'd be nice for them to go back and play those as well. And of course, I mean, Vaulting Forsaken, one of the best DLCs that Destiny's ever had. You know, we can't go back and play that either. Destiny 2, in some way, despite all the highs it's had, has been on a decline for a long time. And I'm sad to see it end, but I hope that this will lead to a new chapter in Destiny, because it's such a great and grand IP. It's recognizable. It really felt like it was the Star Wars video games, if you will. So I would hate to see it all end like this, on such a sour note where the player numbers are low, the player sentiment's low, and who knows, maybe you'll get people coming back like me for what seems like a funeral of Destiny, because, you know, unlike Destiny 1, when that game ended, you knew something was coming after. And I think now with Destiny 2 ending, we don't know. You know, this really might be the end of Destiny. There's a chance that that's the reality that we're going to be facing here. Who knows what Sony has planned, or Bungie would want to do. You know, again, a lot of resources are being put into Marathon, and that's their new thing. So to some degree, I understand it. But I hope they don't just let Destiny die. It seems like it would be foolish to take what such a large IP is, you know, and just kind of do away with it. But, you know, knowing Sony and how they are with live service games, Concord, you know, I don't know what they're planning. They could write it off. This really could be the end. And if it is the end, well, through the ups and downs, I'm happy to at least say that I was there for the ride. I originally had no intention of going back and playing Destiny 2 at all, but I think with the state of the game and this seeing this last expansion, this last update being kind of the life support update, and with all the unknowns around Bungie, PlayStation, Destiny, I'm gonna go back and play this. I'll be playing this on June 9th, and I hope it's good. I hope it's enjoyable. Sparrow Racing will be, so at least I'll have that. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much all I got. You know, hoping for the best, preparing for the worst with this one, because at today's day with Bungie, PlayStation, all that, you really don't know what's next. A little bit of a different video for my new channel here. Obviously, my face is shown in this one, so if you did enjoy it, any support you show will be appreciated. Besides that, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and until next time, see ya.